And here is the fourth question for the working committee. Regarding the removal of the 3 members of the working committee in April 2022, while you applied a clause of the participatory working groups and selection process of the members, some say that you didn't do enough mediation to solve the problem internally.
We are supposed to be members of working committee, adults. We're supposed to have something in our brain and we are supposed to have some kind of integrity. So what we propose, the 4 of us to the 3, is that we don't need a mediator. We are adults. We can set a code of conduct. We can set rules by which we talk to each other. Why do we need a mediator? And the mediators they offered were their friends, their supporters. We had no faith in them. We have seen how they conduct other mediations. We had absolutely no faith in them. So instead we propose that we do it in this way, which is a better way of doing things. But this wasn't accepted. Instead, we were threatened and we were shouted at and we were treated quite badly, especially the youngsters, Arun.
Actually, yeah, this thing came in different phases. So, like she said, we did say that, look, the best thing we have, yeah, I mean, in any group, people have had, differences of opinions now. So, all this came, we were actually as a team, we worked pretty well until this December 4th happened and it became very polarized after that. And that sort of stagnated, it impacted our work. So the idea was, we suggested, why don't we take, say, a weekend off and just sit together and talk until we come to a breakthrough. But that was not accepted. There was suggestions of QnA and stuff, and we know that QnA was closing down for obvious reasons. So we weren't so keen on that. Then they initiated a process by which the council called the 4 of us and then they called the 3 of them. And when we went, there was a proposal from Partha, which was that that one person from each of the sides could be the neutral person, step out, and we have this gathering together and we talk. And it could alternate between the 2. And that was found acceptable. They wrote to us, we have it on record on email. But this was very aggressively rejected by one of the other 3. And thereafter, we got this proposal of an actual professional lawyer, a mediation lawyer, which we felt was totally out of proportion from what we were trying to do. As working committee members, we have to be able to deal with each other if we want to work for the community. So that, I mean, it stopped there. It's not that we didn't try, we did.
So in my personal point of view, and as Anu has mentioned, as working committee members, we could have done a mediation by ourselves using the 4 lines quoted behind me. But unfortunately, due to the situation and the temperature in the team, it was quite difficult to come to a point where we could have sat together and talked further. But there were a few attempts made within ourselves without any external mediators, but somehow it didn't work out well due to the situation.
I felt from the beginning there was a purpose behind asking for this kind of mediation, where they get their friends to do the mediation, where they get their lawyer to do the mediation and not gets an independent person, is that they wanted to show that it doesn't work out in this group. The 3 versus the 4, we cannot work together and therefore we have to be thrown out. And this was the intention, why this insistence on mediation. We could have very well sat together and talked to each other, but there was no attempt. It was completely brushed aside.